and welcome to the Buena Vista Project, a podcast about Mexican American history, politics, cultura y más, coming to you from San Antonio, the Mexican American capital of the United States. I'm your co-host, Elaine Ayala.
And I'm your co-host, Michael Quintanilla. We've gathered three expert San Antonionists to discuss the many colorful, rich, and heartwarming Christmas and holiday customs as practiced by Chicanos and Mexican Americans in South Texas, and no doubt in other parts of the country.
Joining us today is La Mera Mera Tamalera, Dr. Ellen Riojas Clark, Professor Emerita of Bilingual Bicultural Studies at the University of Texas, San Antonio. Erika Prosper, a cultural observer, former First Lady of San Antonio, and our podcast collaborator, and our great friend, Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter and studio executive, Shelly Lares, otherwise known to the Tejano music world and beyond as Little Miss Dynamite. Merry Christmas! And thanks for joining us.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. So, Ellen, Dr. Clark, let's start with tamales.
¿Dónde están?
I know.
That would have been nice.
My mouth is watering for them. So take us to their indigenous origins, to the traditional tamaladas, the chingonas among us who are tamaleras, and how the deliciously wrapped masa and meat combinations have become a holiday staple in places like San Antonio, South Texas, and beyond.
Well, let me tell you, tamales are beyond just San Antonio.
Yes.
They're probably one of the largest selling things in the whole United States. And really, they go even in Japan.
Yes,
You probably
yes,
found the
yes.
tamales. But, you know, I'm always amazed about them because we're eating a food that's thousands of years old and is documented in Mexico. Imagínate tú,
Sí.
the oldest food and the most original one to the Americas. That if you ask people, is there a unique food that que brotó from the United States? Nobody's going to know. But the tamal is original. Isn't? And so we're eating something. I get excited every time I make a tamal because I think, I'm eating something that was made exactly like it was hundreds of years ago, or thousands of years ago. So we all have favorites, right? I love tamales de puerco, but my favorite are tamales de pollo and rajas. But
so
again,
good.
it's an indigenous one. That's where it came from. We use our tools are the same. We use the molcajete. I mean, can you imagine that molcajete, which I like to use as a musical instrument? I mean, that is thousands of years ago. But anyway, the indigenous, they hunted, so they did turkey and deer and so forth. And so now we do it, with whatever meat that we like. But I think the best thing about tamaladas, which is where you make tamales as a group of people, is that it's a real collaborative effort. You need to have familia, you need to have friends, you need to have one person, a matriarch, that knows how to make them, and then you just guide them through the process. And that's what's fun. Mucho chisme, mucha carne, y mucha masa. And then las hojas. But just remember, when you're making your tamales this year, don't put them upside down.
Oh, que
Put 'em
desmadre.
up this way.
That would be horrible. I've
happened to
heard
a lot of people.
I've heard that, and the filling you need to be able to kind of peek in there and look at the filling. It's looking back at you.
Oh, that's an excellent tip. I never thought of that because people,
They put them down. Oh, qué lástima. Qué tontos.
And you have to use manteca, which is the best lard there is. I mean, the best fat that there is. I loved Terry Bañez when she said she made tamales and she did not like her mother's not healthy ones, so she made them with, I forgot what she made them with. She said they came out hard as a rock.
Oh.
So I guess the tools for it, making tamales, gather your friends, somebody that does know how to make them, and then don't worry about do you have a right recipe or not. The taste is going to be something that you remember. And that's that and the smell. And
That's
the
beautiful.
best indicative. So the best chingona tamaleras are the ones that can guide you through the process and that can tell you all you need is ponerte tu divi stick, which is what my tia always used to say. Wear your best earrings and honor the
That's
tamal.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. So beautiful.
What I loved, last year Elaine invited me to her home and her family to make them. It was the laughter, the sharing of the stories, and the eating in between.
Because we have food set up, and there's drinking involved.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the working with our hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything was hands. And
And really, it's the chisme. And we say the chisme, but what it means is the
Stories. It's storytelling
Yeah.
over and over again, so new ears will hear them. You
Yes,
wanted to add
yes.
something?
Oh, I was saying, I respect everyone who makes them from scratch. I get masa preparada already at HEB.
I do too. They're
But
good there, actually.
a friend of mine learned her lesson though. She asked for masa at a molino, and they just gave her masa without the manteca or anything.
Oh, no,
And she
eso
had
no
to actually
vale.
make it, and it was horrible. So she said, "Ask for masa preparada."
There you go.
Because that means it's ready to go.
Well, my tias would always buy that masa and then do their own concoction, and
Oh,
then
yes.
the
You have
amount
to.
of fat, the amount of real old-fashioned fat is. I couldn't believe it.
That
when I
shiny.
find-
If a tamal
it's-
isn't shiny,
See,
Yeah,
no,
that's very true.
And also,
No, vale,
you
that's
want
very
it to
true.
fall
Let it
out
shine.
Yeah,
gracefully.
yes. Somebody needs to make a T-shirt with a
Dale
tamal that says
Dale shine.
Put a tamal on it. Yeah.
So good.
Actually,
so
we
good.
had that T-shirt a long time ago.
Oh,
'Cause
man.
Nobody would remember that. And I said, you have to have the shine on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just very
Absolutely.
quickly, what's your favorite one to eat?
mine is traditional red pork.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. But our Christmas is rather unique because my wife puts ketchup on hers.
Oh, me too. I got it.
You
That is-
hurt me.
I've never had
it's
it
true.
with ketchup, but
That's
she
South Texas.
loves it.
That is.
That's South
She
Texas.
lives
Yeah,
for
that's
putting
the
ketchup
South
on
Texas
it.
spin on it,
Yes,
right? You
uh-huh.
know.
I'm in charge of bringing the ketchup bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you've
so-
never,
My mouth is
I was
still
aghast.
watering, and it watered on
you know,
ketchup,
I know.
and I don't even like it.
yeah.
No, but it's good.
Yeah.
What it is that sweet.
Yeah,
and
it's the
Yeah,
sweetness.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give it a try, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
This
We have to have a tamalada so we
Yes.
can all learn everybody's secrets.
Oh,
we
I
learn
would love
everybody's stories.
there's always something that comes up that's real juicy. This next one is for all of you, not just Ellen, and it's about Las Posadas. Okay, so these are reenactments of Mary and Joseph's search for shelter in a call and response song form. Forgive me, but why are they such desmadres? Should we be in posada preparation classes just about now?
Yes.
The short answer.
I mean, they're highly dependent on children. That's why they are desmadre. Because you have to remember, the kids are involved. There's aguinaldos you have to
Yeah,
give
that's
to the
true.
children. And so kids are not going to be patient enough to be like,
Right.
hey, Mary, did you get a house? But I know that there's a traditional song that goes with it. I know that we might be able to hear it. But right now, I was telling y'all, I'm obsessed with the posada song, the burrito sabanero. Like, mi burrito sabanero y camino a Belén. It's
I
like a
haven't sang those
precursor.
songs in
It's like
years.
a precursor to the posadas.
Yeah.
And it is right now making the rounds. Actually, I predict it's going to be the 2025 song of Christmas. I have seen it on TikToks. I've seen it on Instagram.
Really?
I think you need to do different
People-
versions of it. Cumbia version.
There's a
hip hop
reggaeton version.
Yeah, there you
Is
go.
that
There is a
right?
reggaeton version.
Conjunto version.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
Are
right?
young people singing it
Young
on
people,
TikTok?
Anglo
beautiful.
people, todos.
That's
and
awesome.
I predict that's the song to hear.
Okay,
this
that's a
Christmas.
trend to watch out for.
Yeah.
I have not noticed, so
No,
that's
I
really
neither.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, can you move us
But you
along?
got you have to end it with tamales and chicharrones.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tuki, tuki,
Shelley,
tuki.
you're our musical,
Yeah.
guru.
And that was
So
fun.
what are the musical traditions that are long lasting that you have that people really cherish, that you think about this time of year?
Well, I remember I have a lot of great memories, growing up in, Catholic school. So always learning and having the programs, the Christmas programs. Then we would have our Christmas masses. So I'd always played in the choir, played the guitar in the choir. But at home, I always have memories of my father grabbing the guitar and my oldest sister, Patty, singing a lot of really beautiful songs. Music was just always a given during Christmas.
Is there a favorite just song from any tradition that you most love and that you most dread?
I don't have a dreadful one. I'm not going to go to the Paul McCartney one. I don't really know. I think they're all beautiful in their own way, but Old Holy Night has probably always been just one of those songs that just kind of really hits me when I'd perform it, in church. That one would really make me very emotional because I think it's so beautifully written. But more just kind of like when we're cooking, it was the same thing for us. We'd had cooking, we had music. It's just, you can't have one without the other.
You can't.
You just
So,
cannot.
do you think you could sing a holiday song for us?
Sure, I could do a couple, since only for my friends that are taking me out of retirement, and because it's Christmas, it's about giving.
Every time you try to retire, we bring
But
you
no, but you know
back
what?
in.
But the importance
But you're
is
teaching us.
Yes, but the importance is that this is a beautiful gift from God that
Yeah.
God gave me, and this is what it's used for, to really connect with people. So,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
y'all ready?
wonderful. I'm
Yes.
ready.
All right.
Y'all could be in my back again.
Shelley, as Johnny Canales used to say, take it away!
Dolly shine.
Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy. Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Well, Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Yeah, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. They thought that I was sleeping. They thought I was tucked in bed. They thought her kind I'd come a peeping, and that I'd hear what was said. Santa had his arms around Mama, Mama had her arms around him. So if Santa Claus ain't Daddy, well, I'm gonna tell on them. Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Well, Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Yeah, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. Let's go, hey! I never saw a dancer or a prancer. I never heard the sleigh bells ring. I never saw a red-nosed reindeer like the show on the TV screen. But he sure brought lots of presents, so Santa Claus it must have been. Yeah, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. Yeah, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Well, Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, or Daddy looked a lot like him. Yeah! Well, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. It's not the way I had him pictured. Well, Santa was much too thin. He didn't come down the chimney, so Mama must have let him in. Yeah, Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. Santa looked a lot like Daddy, but Daddy looked a lot like him. That wasn't Santa. That was Daddy. Hey. But Daddy looked a lot like him. Yeah. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party house. Mistletoe hung where you can see. Every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. Well, you will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Hey. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Thank you so much, Shelley. That was beautiful.
Loved it.
We could talk about so many other customs, from standing in line for the best tamal, playing loteria around the kitchen table, and making big pots of menudo. I'm going to serve fideo loco to a group of journalists, friends soon.
I agreed, Elaine, but I do want to ask about the family ties wrapped up in those nacimientos or nativity scenes that will go up indoors and outdoors in San Antonio, from grand collections to the very modest of nativities. I've seen tiny ones inside tins that are like the size of sardine cans. Erika, tell us about what you remember or hold dear about such treasured family objects, some of which are handed down as heirlooms, however humble their origins.
I agree. I think nativities are some of the most beautiful things. They're pieces of art. I've seen nativities that are obviously gigantic, all the way to tiny ones made out of rice grains.
Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
artists can really
Beautiful.
make amazing things. I personally have kept a little Virgen that my grandma had, and so I add the Virgen to the nativity, right? I realize that this is my Tex-Mex origins, but you have your traditional, your ángel, and then there's the Virgen.
Of
And I think
course.
because we celebrate the Dia de Virgen de Guadalupe, obviously during this season, I think it gets wrapped up into these sort of blessings and nativities, and I always incorporate El Dia de la Virgen into the posadas and the Christmas celebration.
Is that something you collect throughout the season?
I
or
do.
Are they
like
gifts to you as well?
I like Elaine, collect a lot of virgenes. I gave recently. Ron made me downgrade because I had too many, but I still have a nice, robust collection, and I do like to put them up. I think it's a special thing to consider that some of them are gifts because people know
Yes.
that we love them. Some of them are ways to support artists.
That's
you know,
right.
that is meaningful to me. And then there are others that, you know, I'm at a Ross and maybe it's just really cool and I like it.
I have a Guadalupe that's done in pop art like Andy Warhol, and I got it at
Yes.
Ross.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
so
there is one that an artist that was here in residency from Oaxaca, F. de Froy, he made the beautiful pop art Virgen with a lollipop. You know, and it was called like a virgin.
Yes.
Oh my
And she had
God,
sunglasses
excellent.
and it looked like Madonna. I
wanna see that.
And so, and I think the Virgen, just to let everyone know, San Antonio is also home to Dr. Ricardo Romo, a scholar, a longtime scholar of Virgen de Guadalupe and Guadalupanas. And so he also has a lot of depth that talks about how La Virgen has evolved into becoming a symbol of not just religion and peace and sort of like this holiness, but also of feminism
and resistance.
and resistance.
And she has appeared in every movement for civil rights of all kinds. She shows up in every protest,
Yeah.
on T-shirts of very little ones, and in outside restaurants that we love. And so this gets me to another question, really a request for an analysis here. Right before Thanksgiving in San Antonio at Mi Tierra Cafe, they put up their presentation of Christmas. It was so impactful that I want you to talk about how it impacted you, how you saw this little scene set out for us.
Well, I walked in, you know, I go to Mi Tierra every Friday like you do. I walked in, and when I saw it, it just was overwhelming, because I thought it really required an analysis of the whole thing. But the most striking thing for me was that here's Mi Tierra teaching the cultural aspects of being a Mexican American, of being a Chicana, of being a Catholic, or being a Protestant, whatever. It was really a lesson in that you had the Virgen de Guadalupe, and then you had Santa Claus, named Pancho Claus. So right there was huge.
The bicultural, bilingual
it's
aspect.
bicultural and it's bilingual, because everybody, the tourists go in, they say there's Santa Claus, but the name is not the same. And so the first bilingual lesson that you have, and then the fact that a Virgen de Guadalupe can be, she was a little bit smaller, the same size as Santa Claus. And then if you looked at the stable scene, they're all piñatas of the donkeys. I mean, every item in there required, I think, a deep analysis.
Yeah.
So I think that the Virgen de Guadalupe, like you said, I'm not Catholic, but for me is my cultural symbol.
That's right.
Yes.
She's my cultural symbol.
For sure.
And it is a resistance. It is the brown-skinned woman of the Americas. And that's what most people don't
morenita.
realize.
Right.
Versus Santa Claus.
That's right.
So Santa Claus is just starting to
I wouldn't
creep.
want to have a contest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have a contest between any of those symbols,
No.
because
And so it's tremendous.
It's
and so I really acknowledge again the fact that you can use a commercial display to teach something so
Yeah.
important.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have time to talk about all of the customs, but if you have one, I'd love to hear it. I'll just mention that my nativity scene that I adore at home, it's just 3 pieces. It's made out of ceramic. And my mother bought it sometime in the 1960s from Joe Ochoa's grocery store that was at the corner, and she had a little account there, and he put it on the account, so she paid for it over time. I think it was like $5, but it was a lot of money to her, and I inherited it, and I treasure it, and it's still so beautiful. So.
Yeah.
What do you?
It's crazy because my mom, like, she always insists that she's not crafty. but Mom doesn't really collect a lot of things except penguins. But
Okay, good to know.
but now in us talking about this, I think what I love about my mom is her Christmas collection, because she has had ornaments that are made. They're little little tamalitas.
Yes,
like that.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
she's had those before I was born. So over 54 years, and they look brand new. She
takes
carefully
good
wraps
care
them
of them.
every year, and then Mom used to do a lot of ceramic, and so she has a beautiful Mary and Joseph that she made, and then probably the original little baby nativity scene. It's probably like this big, and it had like glitter on the roof, and so Mom busts them out every Christmas. And so, I mean, now thinking about that, I mean, that to me, because that's when my siblings were born, and then when I came along, I made a little Santa out of a jar in kindergarten. I put cotton as his beard and everything, and she still has it.
Oh my
And
God,
so
what
she
devotion.
takes it out. So, like, I think, someday when Mama's no longer here with us, definitely I'm gonna have dibs on those things, because they mean a lot to us, and
Yes,
we
they do.
look forward to seeing them when we go to Mom's house.
That's beautiful, Shelley.
Yeah, really, really beautiful stuff.
I think what it does, it just sparks this memories.
Oh
And
gosh,
so
yeah.
again, you tell your kids about it. You tell anybody who comes by about them. Because likewise, I'm 84, so I still have my ornaments that my mom
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
that are that old. And so it's a treasured time, and that's a gift that we give.
Yes.
That they gave us and continue giving to us. Lovely.
One of our traditions is Ron always takes a picture on Christmas Day of the family, whether it's me, Jonah now, the dogs, whatever dog it is, and he always makes the ornament for the next year. So right now, the ornament is from Christmas 2024. That's
I
his
love
tradition.
that.
So we literally have it from when we were dating all the way to now.
that is so
and it's so
cool.
wonderful. And the frames don't matter, because he buys them like, discount afterwards, but they're lovely. And then my family, and I have a little show and tell here, we like champurrado. So this is from Hernan, local white chocolate, beautiful. You can give them as gifts, actually. But
Isela Hernandez, she's on
And
the
they
west
come in-
side.
Thank you. They come in little bolitas, Oaxacan.
I just ordered some.
And chocolate.
It's chocolate. I love it.
I dropped them into cups
I love
of
it. I'm gonna give
coffee.
this one to
Ooh,
you.
that sounds
Oh, that's beautiful.
Champurrado.
Yay.
But does it have the recipe?
It does not, but it's chocolate de metate.
So
I
they're
know
chocolate
you love.
drops?
Oh my
I
God.
They
have
made
had
the metate with the metate.
And it's like
Wow.
magic, so
I
so
think we
good.
should taste it.
But that is my tias make champurrado. They also make ponche and de caña, right?
Yeah.
And so basically,
Got it, Michael?
we have it every Christmas. That is something that I appreciate that they continue, and I've learned the recipe
Yes.
so that I can also share it with Jonah and his family. When
That
I-
is so
Okay.
awesome.
I've
We're
had
gonna
these
try it?
before, and I love them. And when
I like what you said, Elaine.
when
throwing
I
them into your
drop
coffee.
them in
Coffee,
coffee
yeah.
or hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And I did it for a
sounds good,
dessert once.
And
They're
this
so
is-
fabulous.
The best chocolate comes from Oaxaca.
de metate.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me see.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
sorry,
put it
free
in
delicious.
there.
It's already flavored. to
Yes.
this.
It's flavored.
With
Oh
the
my
cinnamon
God.
and todo.
I love cinnamon.
Not bitter at all.
Okay.
Hernan chocolates.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Isela Hernandez, originally from Del Rio. You know how people from
is good.
the valley love to come and settle in San Antonio. She did. She's in. She's on the west side. I just had a big order that she's gonna hand deliver. Because I'm getting moles and I'm getting chocolates. The little skulls are also wonderful.
For Dia de Muerto. They're amazing.
They're
my goodness.
skull
Hey,
chocolates.
consider this
And
as
where
an
is this again?
alternative to
I'm eating it all.
truffles.
Where
Hey,
is that again?
Mexican truffles, people, right here.
So good.
Consider this as
Yeah.
a Mexican truffle.
So good. Francisco, you're going to love one of these.
Yes.
If I give him one.
I'm gonna save him one.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Well,
There were so many others. So
So good. I'm so sorry we've run out of time. There's always so much more to talk about, but thank you for joining us, Dr.
y'all.
Clark, Shelley, and Erika. Thank you
You're-
so much.
I
so
love,
good.
I love that.
So we
all
got
three.
to eat, and we're gonna hear music.
Awesome.
We-
You can find our podcast. This is so.
On our website.
on our website, buenavistaproject.com, as well as YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. We'll be back soon with another holiday episode of the Buena Vista Project.
Until then,
Hasta la Buena
Vista, baby.